Hi, welcome to FrappeJS tutorial. Yesterday we learned about the standard doctype and how to create them. Today we'll learn about two special doctypes called child doctype and single doctype. A child doctype is rendered as a table in a form. So if you have explored FrappeJS and its models, you will see some models having a table as a field. So a child doctype is linked to a parent doctype. It cannot exist without a parent. It is rendered as a table in a form, and it also has a corresponding database table created in the backend. So let me start with a demo. So yesterday we built this event doctype. So let's add a new doctype for child doctype for event. So let's say we want to capture the list of schedule on for that event. So to capture that type of data, we should use a child table. So let's create the model for it. So creating a model for child doctype is similar to the standard doctype. You create a folder and a .js file. Name would be event schedule. Doctype is doctype, and to make it a child table we have to set isChild to 1. Now it will have the standard key for fields. So for an event schedule we'll capture the start time. Let's keep the field type as data and label as start time. Let's add another field called title. Now we have to link this child table with the parent doctype. For that we have to add a new entry for the field. So let's add that. We'll call it schedule. Label would be schedule. Field type would be table, and we'll have to also specify the child type which will be event schedule. After this we also have to register it. So here we'll add new entry for event schedule. Okay, doing this we should have a new child table. Let's fire up Electron. Okay, so I think we messed up with module.exports. Okay, so now we see a table with the field start time and title. So let's try that out. So let's add event. Maybe we'll have a Japan festival in November. Start time would be 9 a.m. Okay, so we have linked this child table to this event, and we can also use this data to render it in a custom view. So let's see how this data is stored in the backend. So fire up SQLite and the DB file, list down the tables. As you will see, we have a new table event schedule. Let's check the schema. So we have the fields we declared: title, start time, and the standard name field. But we also have these 4 meta fields called the parent type, and parent field. The parent type is the name of the parent DocType, which in this case is event. Parent is the name, the ID of the parent DocType, and parent field is what this table is called in the parent DocType, which is schedule. Let's see how the data is stored. So we have two rows. For the 2 rows we added in the event DocType. So this is how the data is stored. Now let's move on to single DocType. So as the name suggests, single DocType has only one instance of the DocType. Also, there is only one database table for all the single values stored. Single DocType can be useful in cases where you want to store something like settings, you want to toggle some features on and off. So let's see how we can add settings for event. So currently what we have in the event DocType is a set of basic fields and the schedule. Let's say we had a notifications feature in event, so whenever the event is due in 24 hours, it will send an event notification. So let's say we wanted to add a new setting to disable that feature. So let's add that. The single DocType works the same way as any other DocType. We create a .js file. Name will be event settings. DocType will be DocType. And is single will be 1. This key is what makes this DocType a single DocType. Now it will have the usual fields array. Let's add a field called enable notifications. Label would be enable notifications. Since this is a field with a value true or false, so it should render as a checkbox. So we have a field type check. Now we have to register this DocType the same way as any other DocType. Let's replace this and call it settings. And we also have to link this with the main parent DocType called event. So we'll add a new key called settings, and it will take the name of the DocType. So on doing this, we should have our event setting set up. So when you click this menu, you see a new list item called settings, and the fields in the settings will be rendered here. So you can use this DocType to store values which will be global to the event DocType. Let's see how this data is stored in the database. So inspect the tables. So if you notice, we don't have a event settings table because all the single DocType values are stored in the table called single value. Let's check the schema of single value. So we have the standard fields: name, parent, field name and value. These are standard fields created by FrappeJS, and we cannot add or remove any fields here because this is the standard table. Let's see how the values are stored. Let's only print out field name, parent and value from single value. So you will see there are many values stored here, and all these values are from a number of single DocTypes. We have invoice settings, payment settings, and we also have event settings we just created. You notice we have enable notifications value stored here. This is how data is stored in single DocType. So that is it. These are the two special DocTypes in FrappeJS. Hope the video was helpful. Thank you.